So what's going on in this problem is that there's two companies. I'll do it up here at the right. Company X and Company Y. And Company Y is trying to buy out Company X. So the accountants in Company Y have developed a formula that relates the total assets, so A is assets, of company that Company Y can expect from Company X. So Company Y is trying to take over Company X, and so there would be some assets that Company Y would get. This is the total amount of assets, and the accountants have developed this formula where the number of assets is in millions, and T is the number of years since the takeover. So the first thing we want to do here is find A of 5. All right, so A of 5, we just want to evaluate this function at 5, right? There's no derivative here. It's just take A right here and substitute in a 5. So we're going to get this. This is going to be 5 to the 5/4 plus 1 over 4 times 5 plus 8. Now, I did this on Wolfram Alpha. And when I did this in Wolfram Alpha, what I got here is 0.303. So I rounded it off here. And what does this mean? Well, this means 5 years after the takeover that Company Y can expect, now this is in millions, so they can expect 0.3, right, like $0.3 million. That's about $300,000. Now, let's find the derivative. So let's go with F. We want to find A prime of T. Now, this is a quotient, so I'm going to use the quotient rule. So I know that A prime is going to be the bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom all over the bottom squared. So what are we going to get here? We're going to get A prime of T equals, right, the bottom, which is 4T plus 8 times the derivative of the top. Now I'm going to come way up here. Derivative of the top, right, that one's going to go to 0. I'm going to bring the 5/4 down, decrease it by 1, or 4/4. So 5/4 T to the 5/4 minus 4/4 is just T to the 1/4. So what I'm going to get here is 5/4 quantity, or T to the 1/4. So here's the bottom times the derivative of the top minus, I need some more room here, minus the top, which is the quantity, T to the 5/4 plus 1 times the derivative of the bottom. Derivative down here, just the 4. All right, so we get the 4 all over that bottom squared, 4T plus 8 squared. Here's our derivative. Now, we could clean this up, right? We could multiply through here and then substitute in 5, but we could just substitute in 5 right now. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. Evaluate A prime at 5. So if we put 5 here, 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 and here, we're going to have to use some technology to do this. And I'm just going to use Wolfram Alpha to do this. And when I actually did that, I put 5s into all of those T's. I was very careful. Or what you can do is just write this whole expression here and say comma T equals 5. But when I did that, I came out with 0.024. So I get I'll put a 0. 0.024. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that in year 5, if we go one more year, we can expect, this is positive, right? So this is really, what, 0.024 over 1. So if we go from year 5 to 6, we can expect the assets being gotten from Company X to increase by about $0.024 million.